Hi, welcome back. Let's continue here. Previously, we introduced basically how we design or draw our cabinets, and we come back to here. If let's continue. If everything is checked and we have make sure this cabinet is already done without any mistake, here we could mm, do the next part, which is about the production. We could click output. By the way, of course, not every function or every part is how should I say? Not every function is introduced hit up in last two video, of course, but there will be like more specific detail when we are doing our online training. Please be assured that we would make sure every client of us of ours to handle how to use this software, and they could produce cabinets with this. And let's come back to here. When we come to the production part, first part is about the drawing. It's just like the paper of the installation. There will be like papers like pictures like this, like in real quick. We could also customize this picture by ourselves. We could change its position or its size here. And about the information here, we could also customize it customize them by ourselves. For example, if we don't want client name here, we could also change it to other content. Even the logo here, we could also add it. And it could be exported to PDF or AutoCAD or Emac or even 3D Max, which is another kind of software focused on rendering. Speak about rendering, speak about rendering. We could also do rendering here. It's called Effect here, but it's another software. We will do uh, a, a more specific introduction in another video. About this, we will focus on how this software works. And the first part is drawing. It's about the installation picture and something about that. And when it comes to the second part, it's called quote. Here are the like all the hardware we used here. For example, the hardware like this, or the hinge of the door, or the slide of the drawer. They will all be shown here. How many of them, the number and the color and the price. We could also set up the price. Then this function could help us to calculate the profit or the expenses of us, or we could also calculate the profit of us. And for this, we could also export it as a PDF or Excel. If we're doing in Excel, like there will be like a very specific Excel sheet here. About this sheet, we could also there are also setting for them. Like if we are doing some special mm, component, or let's take this as an example. For example, if we are doing a door, the customer wants some special doors. For example, maybe glass doors. We need to charge more about that. We could do it here. For example, we click new, it's like a new type of door. We choose its like the type here, the glass door, how much we want to charge. We could input it here and save. Then it will be calculated by the way we set up it. And this is about the quote of the hardware. And next part, material list. It's about every small panels, for example, this one and this one, this one, all of them will be shown here. We could say their information like their size, their name, their like this is just like material, color, and each banner information. Almost every all the information would be shown here. This could also be exported to an Excel sheet, very specific, and then this could be printed and handed over to related colleagues to move to the next process. This is about information about the panels, each small panels. And last one, also the most important one, it's called typesetting. It's just about how we cut the boards. If we click here, it will be like in real quick. If there are some more panels, it might take a little bit longer time, but it won't be very long. The system will help us to calculate to see how should we arrange these panels, and then we could save the most we could save the space of this panel to deduct the expenses mostly. For example, this first big panel, 98.5% of this panel are used, but it's very hard to avoid that. There gotta be some like waste. For example, on this board, this part are wasted. This part also, some part of this big panel are wasted. But no worries, there is a function called, oh, not this, sorry. It's called surplus material. It's just like the panel here, this part, they are left, and then we could save it to this warehouse. For example, I will add one. We need to input some information here, like the type of the boards and its color and its size. Well, after every information is input, for example, 1001 and 800 whites, we will quantity its number maybe 10, and we save. If we already have some surplus here when we are doing the typesetting, it will remind us like there are some boards remaining last time. If we are going to use it, if we choose use, they'll they will use the surplus boards first, like here, and then they will start to using the new boards, new panels, and in this way, it could help us to, like uh, save some expense. And then here is a function called print label. It's just, let's see, each small panel, there will be a label which could show some information about it. For example, the client who ordered this, the order name, the material of this board. Each small panel, there would be one for them. And for this QR code, it basically works the same with the QR code we saw before. But the workers who are who to install this cabinet could scan this QR code to see where this panel are. For example, uh, this panel, if they scan its QR code, the position of that panel will be shown. For example, if this panel is that panel we mentioned. Oh, sorry, and it will be in red color. And about this code, it's for your when you are there are some holes at the side of the board, and then you could scan this code to get the information how the machine should mm, works. And the information here you could add it up. Uh, you could set it up by yourself. You could customize it. For example, you could edit the information here. You could also change the size of this picture all by yourself. And then they could be printed to paste it on each board. And then the worker could see the information about each small panel. And how we arrange these boards could also be customized. For example, this panel, we could change its position or roast it and then change it to here. But basically, we don't need to do that because the system will calculate to save our expenses as much as possible. But if we need to do it, we could do it like this. And the last step, if everything is checked and done, we could output the unzip file. Oh, because we haven't set up the machine yet. If we have already done that, we click this button and there will be unzip file for the CNC machine. And if we use the disk to copy them and insert the disk to the CNC machine, for example, and then the production could start to do the production. The CNC could read the unzip file and start to cut the boards, the big boards to each small panel. And this is basically the whole process of this company. It's how this software works. And you might feel like a little bit confused because it's the first time you are getting to know the information about this software, but it's all right. This for these videos, it's just for you to have a, like I said in the beginning, have a like a basic mm, knowing about this software. You are doing like getting a little bit familiar with this software, and then there will be in the future there will be like online training. I will share more information, more details there, and make sure you get to know to handle how to design, how to output the file, and then you do the production. So don't bother too much. You could, I believe you could see, for example, especially for the designing part, it's pretty easy, or relatively, it's a little bit easy to handle. It's just since it's your first time saying those things, it might be a little bit confused, but no worries. We will handle it and make sure you could use that. And this is for all the contents before. These are like a very basic introduction. Maybe there are some details missing, but don't worry. We will share more details in the future, and there will be some video to show you how we build a like a very detailed cabinets or something, and you could study more or to learn more in the video, the future video or the training. Okay, if you have any other questions, please feel free to contact us, and we'll also respond like real quick to solve your problems. Okay, that's basically all for the basic introduction. Hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, like I said, contact us anytime. Thank you for your watching.